Once, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young man named Elias. Elias was a dreamer. He spent his days thinking about great ideas and imagining a life filled with purpose. He admired the wisdom of the ancient philosophers, especially Seneca, whose letters spoke of discipline, resilience, and the quiet strength of consistency. Elias wanted to live by these principles, but he struggled. Some days he felt unstoppable. Other days he could barely bring himself to move. He wondered, how could he stay consistent even when he didn't feel like it? One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elias sat by the edge of a small river, tossing pebbles into the water. An old man, known in the village simply as the weaver, approached him. The weaver was a quiet figure, always seen mending his loom, thread by thread, day after day. He sat beside Elias, and, without a word, began weaving a small cloth. After a long silence, Elias spoke. "How do you do this every day? Don't you ever grow tired? Don't you ever want to stop?" The weaver smiled. "Every thread matters," he said. "Even when my hands ache, even when the sun is too hot or the night too cold, I weave. Not because I always want to, but because I must. The cloth will not complete itself." Elias frowned. "But what if you don't feel like weaving? What if your mind refuses to focus?" The weaver paused, his fingers still moving. "Feelings are like the wind, my boy. They come and go. If I waited for the perfect breeze to weave, I would never finish. The work is not about the wind. It is about the hands that keep moving." Elias thought about this. He realized that his own struggles came from relying too much on how he felt. When inspiration struck, he worked tirelessly. But when it faded, so did his efforts. He had mistaken motivation for discipline. The next morning, Elias decided to change. He chose one small task, reading just one page of Seneca's letters every day. It didn't matter if he was tired or distracted. He would read one page. Some days, he finished the page and wanted to stop. Other days, he read more. But he never missed his one page. Weeks passed, then months. Elias noticed something strange. On the days he least wanted to read, when his mind was foggy or his body weary, those were the days the words of Seneca struck him the hardest. The wisdom seemed deeper, the lessons clearer. It was as if the act of pushing through resistance had sharpened his understanding. One evening, the weaver visited him. He saw the stack of letters Elias had read, the notes he had taken, the small but steady progress. The old man nodded. "You see now," he said, "consistency is not the absence of struggle. It is the decision to move forward despite it." Elias understood. The secret wasn't in waiting for the right moment or the right feeling. It was in showing up, day after day, thread by thread, page by page. Years later, Elias became known as a man of wisdom in his village. People came to him for advice, just as he had once sought the words of Seneca. When they asked him how he stayed so disciplined, he told them the story of the weaver. He explained that consistency was not a force that came from outside, but a choice made inside, a choice to act, even when every part of you wanted to stay still. He would say, "Do not measure your progress by how you feel. Measure it by what you do. The days you least want to work are the days that define you. Move forward, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary." And so the lesson was passed on, just as Seneca's words had been, through patience, through struggle, and through the quiet, unrelenting power of consistency.